the coolness to find them. Music to bring them all, and in fab radio bind them. This is the Master Show. The one show to rule them all.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another thrilling installment of Niche Radio on Fab Radio International. We are your hosts, Owen and Connell. And we're here to give you all the lowdown on the newest geeky scene stuff. We'll be talking spoiler alert, we're talking Avengers, we'll talk my hatred for DC, and much, much more coming up now.
What's new? What's new? What's new in Forbidden Planet?
Hello everybody, this is Owen from Niche Radio, wishing you a lovely day. And today we've got tons of cool stuff, haven't we? And we'll be talking about the new stuff throughout this 1 hour. So keep your ear holes pinned to your radios, yo.
Radio, yo.
Radio.
Niche radio.
So first up, how's things? You all right?
I'm very well.
Good.
How has your day been, Owen? I like today's t-shirt. You're staying loyal to the branding and wearing your Forbidden Planet International t-shirt. I feel I'll just take a picture of you behind the mic with the FP t-shirt and the Fab Radio slogan behind you.
It is like multiple branding. It's like that bit in the Wayne's World film where they start eating Doritos and drinking Pepsi a lot.
Yeah. God, it's amazing when he's just wearing, is it all Nike?
Yeah.
Those guys are such sellouts, man.
You know, just before I came here, I did a BuzzFeed quiz to wind down on my hard day at work. And it was, which character are you out of Wayne's World, Wayne or Garth? And I got Wayne, which I was very surprised by. I think it's because I was wearing a black t-shirt and he wears a black t-shirt. I think that must be what it was.
I like to play.
Yeah. See, I should be Garth. He's the reason I learned to play drums and grew my hair. But yeah. I mean, my day at work was busy. It's been fretful, if I'm quite honest. You know, I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps. But I won't let that stop us, because at the end of the day, we're not here for ourselves. We're here for the people, the geeky people.
Nerds. The geeks.
The dweebs.
The browncoats. The Trekkies.
The Klingons.
The Spuffies.
And the Bangles.
And the Bangles.
Yeah. Not
And
the
of
band.
course, for Danby.
Yeah.
No, who could forget Danby?
Well, not I, sir. Not I, for one. So, yeah. You've already heard the jingle. It's time for What's New in Forbidden Planet.
Hey, Owen. What's new in Forbidden Planet?
Well, let me tell you. Give me one darn cotton picking second. Well, first of all, we've had something like 300 boxes of merch in the last couple of days. So if you were waiting for anything ever to come into the shop, it's probably all turned up. Because from now on, I think we're not going to be accepting any more deliveries.
I've been waiting a long time for Stargate SG-1 merch.
It's all there, yeah, loads of it.
What about
Tons.
Battlestar Galactica merch?
Probably. It's in one of the boxes we haven't got around to yet.
What about 300 pops?
Oh, yeah, we definitely got those. Yeah, I sorted through those myself. So if anyone's a fan of Funko Pop, if you don't know him, then where have you been hiding? But yeah, the little bubbly head chaps, all very stylised, very collectible, highly collectible. And we've had tons. And the newest ones, just off the top of my bonds, there's some Jupiter Ascending ones. There is also, from Supernatural, we have some brand new metallic Sam Deans with blood spatter. And also we've had the Leviathan Castiel with blood spatter as well. Also, we've had Crowley from Supernatural with or without blood spatter, and also with or without metallic sheen. We've also had some more Mr. Stay Puffed in for any Ghostbusters fans. There's the biggest one for me is the Deadpool, complete with his very own chimichanga truck.
Excellent.
Yeah, and you get a little Deadpool that sits in the truck, so you can, play around with him and his little chimichanga truck. Because why wouldn't you? What else? This is off the top of my head. There's been absolutely tons.
Any Avengers?
The Avengers ones from the films are all already in stock. Although we are waiting for the Hulkbuster, which I think is the pop that everybody's waiting
I was
for.
going to ask.
Yeah, the Hulkbuster armor does seem pretty sick. Although, for my sins, being, the host of Geeky Nights, the host of a geeky radio show, working in a comic shop, I haven't seen Avengers Age of Ultron yet.
I have.
Yeah, I think everyone else in the world has.
I was disappointed. I think I spoke last week about this. I had the opportunity to see it 2 or 3 days before it got released to the general public.
FNAF.
And I couldn't go because I was working late, which is rubbish.
And I've had opportunities to see it, but I, for some reason, held myself back because I wanted to go see it with, essentially, it boils down to something very, very basic. I wanted a hot girl to take on my arm because you can't just go see it on your own, and all my other friends have already seen it, so. Oh, we're busy. So basically, if anyone's out there listening, and you're a girl, and you want to, you could do like a red carpet affair with me to go see Avengers really late, then please message us on our Facebook, Niche Nights, or get on Twitter @Niche Radio.
It's like Tinder Radio.
Yeah, Tinder Radio. We should start that. We should start auctioning each other off.
I didn't go with a hot drunk girl. Well, a hot girl. I went with 2 drunk lads. Is where I was going then. It's very strange. And in no way did we break into the new screen, which isn't built yet, and have a look round.
Wow. So, do you reckon 2 drunk lads, when you add them together, equal 1 hot girl?
They were quite good-looking lads.
I could try that then, couldn't I? Just try and get 2 drunk guys off the street and be like, okay, you 2 together, you're my hot girl to go on my arm to Avengers. Anyway, enough of this twaddle. Let's carry on with all the new cool stuff. There's been a Jon Snow pop. A new one.
What does he know?
Nothing, apparently. But he's the muddy Jon Snow version, where he's been training very hard. Also, there have been... there is... this one's brilliant. There's a Firefly one, a new variant on Kaylee Fry. And she's got a bit of engine grease and stuff on her face. That's the only real difference. But she's been dubbed as Dirty Kaylee. So we've got all these boxes saying, Dirty Kaylee.
I've never bought a vinyl pup before.
But there's always a time to start. Yeah. And so there's been tons more pops and loads and loads of other cool merch as well. But please pop in and have a look. I'll just do a quick rundown of the mangas, comics, and graphic novels. Graphic novels, we've had Walking Dead trade paperback 23, which I read last night, and I will be spoilering for every one of you shortly. Spider-Verse Omnibus has come out, and Fables 21 trade paperback, long awaited. In the comics, here's a highlight of a few of them. There's Batman 40, Convergence number 4, Booster Gold 1, Blue Beetle 1, 2 of the kind of defunct DC characters they're bringing back for their Convergence event, which should see lots and lots of the New 52 and some old classics turning up for ultra fun times. Also Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, I've written down FF, and so in my head that was Final Fantasy, but it's not. It's in fact Fantastic Four, of course. There's it's dubbed The End, as it may be the end of the Fantastic Four for eternity, and that is issue number 645. Multiversity 2 is out as well. Also, we have Superior Iron Man issue 8, Silver Surfer 11, Star Wars Princess Leia number 3, and X-Men 26, and of course tons and tons more. We do have the most diverse stock of comics in Manchester. I say smugly. Completely smugly. We do. It's great. Also, in other news, in manga news, for example, here's some of the new ones. So if you're a manga fan, there are some classics here. We've got the Magi number 11 is in. Those are coming out thick and fast and have been very popular. One Piece, the classic pirate storyline, number 75 is out. I was recommended One Piece, actually, the other day. And Soul Eater, issue number 25. Also, if anyone's a fan of Sword Art Online, the storyline in the manga Progressive, number 1, is out, and Fairy Dance, number 3. And if you like, this manga looks to me to be completely ridiculous. I'm not even sure what it's about, but it has some of the most ridiculously drawn boobs on the front I've ever seen.
Sold.
Yeah, well, the comics industry, and especially the manga industry in some respects, have been criticised heavily for not knowing what boobs look like, and the artists don't seem to be able to draw them accordingly. Gravity defying, for one. But these ones in particular are definitely worth a mention, because these boobs are the most ginormous boobs on the most slender people. Like these are not, you're going to have back problems in a few years.
Lara
Love.
Croft.
Yeah, this is kind of like, this is going to break your back right now. Never stand up. Yeah, and they're all funny shapes as well. Yeah, although every boob is different, right? Anyway, enough about boobs. More about the next manga on our list, which is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Issue 2, I think. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? I mean, I think that's
why they like to hang out. I guess that's why they like to get picked up.
I guess, yeah. I mean, in this particular context, I imagine that it's, is it like you're playing online games and you go to loot a dungeon and then, there's a female player that has a character in there as well? Maybe the avatars are picking each other up? That's what I thought about it. But, if it's like in realistic terms, it could be like a sex dungeon, or it could be the Tower of London dungeons. I mean, I'd pick up a girl there. I mean,
what was that game which you kind of lived your life in, which wasn't The Sims?
Oh, yeah. It's called something really obvious, like Real Life or Second Life.
Yeah. What was the sex version of that called?
Oh, I don't know. Second Sexy Life?
There was not. I didn't play that game, but there was lots of dungeons in it. I found out when I was playing it. So much so it slowed my computer down and I had to delete it because it was game or computer.
Oh, oh dear.
I chose badly.
Just too much pretend S&M. Well, that was the roundup of what is New and Forbidden Planet, with a few interludes. And yeah, so if you want any more, then please pop into our Manchester store, which is on Oldham Street in Manchester. And yeah, coming up today, we're going to have tons and tons of new stuff for you. But next up is the illustrious...
Competition time. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. In a competition. Competition time. Fab Radio.
Welcome back. This is Fab Radio. I'm Connell Taylor, and this is the beautiful
Owen Duncan.
So, for the rest of today's show, Owen has sweat on his brow, a frown upon his also brow, and no eyebrows because he's sweated them off because he's had such a hard day at work. Forbidden Planet is such a busy and awesome place that he didn't have time to write the show. So, in my non-busy tram ride, I wrote the whole thing.
Hey!
So, with the rest of the show, I'm going to surprise Owen with the titles for everything we're doing for the rest of it. So, he can actually talk freshly about, whatever's coming up.
Okay, yeah,
No
so good
surprises. But before that, this is competition time. And it's actually not competition time because we don't have a competition and we're changing this section of the show. What we want to do is do, an indie comic review.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone who's... we had a Geek Scene and Beyond in older shows. We still do a bit of that, but we want to kind of try and merge it all into actually what's going on in predominantly Manchester, maybe the Northwest, but just anyone who's interested in any of this. Anyone who's writing a comic, we've got a chap who's made an app, and it's just being released onto the App Store and on Apple, however they work. Same thing, I guess. And we're going to be reviewing that in the next few weeks. We'll be starting that. So if you've written a comic, know of anyone who is writing a comic, want to start writing comics, please get in touch. Do it via our Twitter. That seems to be the best place for us to read messages.
Yeah, and equally, if you're an animator or you make your own kind of geeky films, as long as it kind of broadly fits into the kind of stuff we sell at Forbidden Planet and the kind of stuff we sell that we talk about on the show, then we'd be happy to review it and give our honest opinion on your hard work.
Yeah, anything original or basically anything we're not going to get sued for talking about.
Yeah,
and it was actually
yours.
Yours.
Pretty much. Yeah.
If you want some free publicity, we'll do it because
why not?
We get to find out about new and cool things, and you get free publicity. So win-win.
Everybody's happy.
Chicken dinner.
Chili in a bowl, mate. Chili in a bowl.
So the competition is get in touch if you write in a comic.
Yeah. And then
get in touch if you're writing a
And who knows? Okay, how about this? All right, so the prize for our favourite, after many, many months of doing this, the prize for our very favourite one, we will do something awesome for you. In fact, when if you're sending us a prototype, then we could, we put on many nights. Maybe we could integrate your idea into one of our nights, and then maybe do a launch night for you. We'll discuss that later on. That's the small print.
Maybe we could run a background competition and have a poll on the internet, and whoever gets the most votes they can do whatever they want. If they wanted to do a Kickstarter to promote their comic or something, they've already got a bit of a following behind them because they've had months worth of exposure of this poll and being talked about on here. Mm-hmm. We can hopefully help them get their name out there at least.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. Wouldn't that be lovely?
It would be most lovely indeed. It would. Oh, aye. So what's next then? You're meant to be surprising me with stuff, and so far I am unsurprised.
Well, it's true, and the next section will be the last of the unsurprised because
okay.
I think you know what's coming up on Sunday.
Oh, I do. Let's play a happy song about it. 3 legendary Nights of Niche bring to you events full of fun, gaming, and competitions at Niche Nights. Right.
This week was the A-Team. Last week was Little Mermaid. Next week, we'll think of something.
Yeah, the entirety of the works of Rachmaninoff.
Maybe we should sing the you can play guitar and I'll sing the Firefly theme.
Okay. What? Oh, no, not now. Oh, you got me excited then. Okay, yeah, we'll practice it for next week. Yeah, I'm just gonna totally a cappella it. Is that silly? Is that too silly for radio? Oh, I'm so self-conscious now.
I think if you don't plan it and just do it, it's not silly. It's inventive.
Yeah. Okay. Spontaneous. Sweet.
Just like that.
So Geek Night, right? And Niche Nights in general. We've got updates on many of our upcoming events. And they're all geek-tastic. There's one this very Sunday, which is a bank holiday Sunday, so don't worry about your hangovers. It's at Fab Cafe. And it's a Star Wars-themed night, because, obviously, it's on May the 3rd. So May the 3rd be with you.
See what we did there?
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Oh, no, we missed it. Oh, okay. Well, it's the day before, so it'll be going on until midnight, and past midnight, so we can see in May the 4th. And in fact, we'll be the first people, because if everybody else is asleep, they'll miss May the 4th. So we're actually just getting in before everyone else.
At midnight, we'll play the Star Wars theme.
And
I want everyone to cheer.
Yeah, definitely.
And what film are we playing?
I think we're playing The Empire Strikes Back, because we put up a poll on the event, and Empire Strikes Back has won by, not a landslide, but, like a dust slide.
I'm pretty pleased by this. For a while, it was New Hope, which I would be happy with.
Yeah.
But Empire, yeah, man.
Yeah, and Empire's my favourite too. I think it's secretly everyone's favourite, apart from the people that don't like it as much as the other ones.
To everyone who voted for Empire, I'm going to give you a boom.
Oh, that was wow.
I hope that shook your room.
That did. Wow. I want you in my room. Talking about that's Venga Boys Boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many songs have boom in the title?
Well, it's Boom 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 by the Out Here Brothers. Boom Shake the Room by it was that Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Can you have They Call Me Mr. Boombastic?
Yeah, that was Shaggy. And there was Boom 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 Boom, I Want You in My Room. That's Venga Boys. There was Boom How You Like That by Head PE. That just sprung to mind. Very, very sexist song, that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I won't go into the lyrics, because, they're just kind of gangstery and grotesque, really. You just wouldn't see that to a lady. Maybe a hoe, not a lady.
One you picked up in a dungeon.
Yeah, if you picked her up in a dungeon, then, well, who knows what her class is? Paladin or healer?
I just brapped. I've never brapped spontaneously before, I don't think.
Oh, well, what were we talking about? Boom, before that. Oh, you gave a boom. Empire.
Apparently.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. So at Fab Cafe on May the 3rd, which is this coming Bank Holiday Sunday, from 5:30 onwards, we will be celebrating Star Wars in all its eccentricities, and we'll be showing Empire Strikes Back on a big screen.
We should go through the times with you because we've got a comic book swap to start off with. As for any early starters, the first hour and a half is going to be a comic book swap, and then we're going to start the film. So, is it 5:30 start?
Yeah. It's 5:30. Doors open.
We'll start the film at 7. Get down. If you want to come early, we'll do some swapping of comics. Like we've said before, there's no money involved. There's no stalls.
Just a bartering system, like they used to do on old Tatooine, right?
Yeah. That's why we chose it.
Yeah. And it's going to be great. I'm going to bring down some of my old comics that I've read a million times and want to get rid of, and hopefully I can find one of you wonderful people who've got loads and loads of Joss Whedon flavoured comics like Buffy or Angel, or just cool comics in general, and I'll trade. I'll totally trade.
I've already decided what I want to do. I'm going to bring down... I've only got a small handful, maybe 10 I'll be bringing down to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to pick up any ones I've never heard of. I think that's a
Cool.
good idea.
Yeah.
Nothing like no series or anything, just I've never heard of that title. Like, I read Swamp Thing a while ago. That was rad.
I actually
Weird,
like that.
but rad. So yeah, anyone I've never heard of, please bring down any, I'm not saying rare ones, but like lesser heard of ones if you've got duplicates, and I'll swap them.
Sweet. Well, yeah, so that's going to be an excellent night on Sunday. As we mentioned last week, the new Tokyo Chip event has been announced for, I think, June the 11th. But you can find out all the details on our Facebook, which is Niche Nights on Facebook. Thank you very much. Also, check out our Twitter at Niche Radio, because we've got tons of events coming up, and they're all fun. We're going to be doing an MCM party for all the cosplayers out there, and also we're having... something else. Sorry, Connell just mimed at me, and I think he was trying to spell out his love for me.
That's what it was.
Okay, good. Okay, sweet.
I love you, Owen.
Oh, I love you too, man.
I was saying our YouTube.
Oh yeah, of course. There's our YouTube. Oh yeah, that was a Y. I thought it was an X. I thought you were trying to get X-rated at me. Yeah, there's our YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube, which is Niche Nights.
I just managed to find out how to have it so you can click on the screen when our radio show's on, which will subscribe you.
Whoa.
I know. I am a computer genius.
I believe that.
Once someone invented computers, and then there was me.
And there still is, baby. There still is.
You're right.
Okay, so ladies and gents, that is a roundup of some of the geeky events happening in Manchester. For any more updates, there is also the 90s night, if you're a fan of 90s nostalgia, and songs with boom in the title, which will be happening at Tiger Lounge the first Thursday of next month. So it's all happening, baby. It's all happening. And thank you very much for tuning in to Niche Radio. We are Owen and Connell here to talk at you for a long time.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Spend the night together, but no one do forever.
Boom, 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 boom. I wanna do boom.
Quiz. Quiz. Quiz.
Quiz.
This is the part of the show where we have a quiz.
What? You told me there's going to be full of surprises this latter half of the show. See, I had a busy day at work today, which is fine. I'm more than capable of handling a busy day at work, thank you very much. But it has run me down a little bit, I must say. I may sound like I'm putting on a pretty brave voice at the moment, but I feel a bit run down. I feel a bit bummed out, You know, when life is nothing really wrong, but you just want to drink a Strongbow dark fruits with your best mate in a TARDIS. And fortunately, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I am pepping up slowly but surely, but Connell has assured me that by the end of the show, I'll be literally buzzing my tits off.
Oh, we haven't had the cheering up section.
Yeah, well, I thought the whole show was a cheering up Owen section.
Let's do a cheering up Owen section now.
Okay.
I'm going to start singing a song and see if Owen joins in.
All right, okay. Oh, are we getting far away from the microphones? We're going to sing it really loud. Wayne's World! Wayne's World! It's party time! Excellent! Yeah, that worked.
How was that, everybody?
Yeah, ladies and gents at home, sorry if the volume levels were awful for that bit, but that was mostly because we were shouting at the microphones.
A friend of mine called Jazago wrote me a letter and said, hey, if Owen's ever grumpy, then sing Waynesville to him. That'll cheer him up. So I took that on board today, and
It's totally working.
bromance.
This is the best bromance ever. So yeah, thanks for that. That's worked.
Great stuff. And to anyone who is curious about cider, it turns out that Dark Fruits Strongbow cider is my new favourite cider, and is going quite fast.
Yeah, yeah. I used to be a bit of a cider ponce. I think that's probably the word.
We did grow up in Hereford, so it's fair enough.
Yeah, definite cider country, and so I was always like, oh no, it's Westons or Scrumpy or, it's one of the expensive ones in a bottle or nothing. Because let's face it, normal Strongbow, I just can't stand it. It's so sugary. But this one is just the right amount of sugary.
I used to carry help deliver gas because I was too young to drive when I was like 14 to the Strongbow factory. Yeah,
Sweet.
it was a horrible place.
Oh, less sweet. Oh, now I feel bummed out again. Where's Jazago at?
He is within you. I'll be right here.
That was E.T. and Skyrim in one.
Yeah, that was the best crossover. I need that on a crossover t-shirt. So ladies and
Ouch. So says Jizargo.
So thank you very, very much for tuning in. This show's getting more haphazard by the minute, but that's fine because that's how we do. And yeah, we are Niche Radio. Tune in to us every Wednesday and listen to us again on Saturdays. But or listen to us whenever you fancy because we're on the internet. So you might have to wait a little bit, but we'll be on YouTube on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. We'll love you for eternity.
Here's a quiz.
Here's a quiz.
So if anyone doesn't know, I give Owen a quiz every week. It's 5 questions. We're going to run through the 5 questions. By chance, do you have a kazoo on you?
No, not today, but it's okay. I'll just make a noise like this.
Okay, the spontaneous, random, and very odd noise that Owen makes should hopefully imply whether he knows the answer, thinks he knows the answer, or is still thinking, or baffled. However, I think you might be right with this. And you might need a pen for this. So anyone listening at home who wants to join in, Owen, here's a pen. Grab a pen. Or you're on your computer, so just open up Notepad.
Yeah, douchebag.
Because one of them's going to be an anagram.
Oh, all right, okay.
Question 1.
Mm-hmm.
I've got about 40 questions in front of me, and I haven't even decided which ones yet. So this should be fun.
Okay.
Question 1. I think you'll know this. In 1998... who played Nick Fury? Which actor played Nick Fury in 1998?
That was my noise of acknowledgement, by the way. Me going,
Excellent.
I'm just writing that down.
Want to agree with that?
Yeah,
Question 2. Which 80s Marvel Comics event is being revisited in 2015? That's which 1980s Marvel Comics event is being revisited in 2015? I like it. Question 3. It's going to be an anagram, so get your pens, write this down, go on Notepad, go on Word. Are you ready? So write these letters down and then figure out which superhero it is.
Oh, okay.
Current and popular. P for panda, A for ale, L for Lima, E for echo, D for delta, O for Oscar, D for delta, O for Oscar.
All right, okay.
That's pale dodo. Figure it out. Question 4.
4? All right.
What are Hellboy's favourite chocolate bars? That's question 4. What are Hellboy's favourite chocolate bars? To anyone who went to Geek Night and is wondering, hey, I think I've heard these questions before, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, these are completely new questions that we definitely have never used before.
Question 5.
Uh-oh.
This is I'm going to read a quote and you have to say who said this, and we're looking for the name of the character. Are you ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, then I'll begin. Right. We're all stories in the end. Just make it a good one, eh? That's...
Oh,
We're all stories in the end. Just make it a good one, eh?
Okay. If I get all 5 of these right, that'll be 2 weeks in a row I've been able to play the Final Fantasy VII quiz winning theme. 2 weeks in a row.
If you get 2 in a row, you get to play it twice in a row.
Really?
Yep.
Oh man, I can't wait till 3 times in a row.
Quiz.
Quiz.
Quiz. Quiz. Quiz.
Question 1. Who played, in 1998, Nick Fury? Owen, what is your answer?
I think it was David Hasselhoff.
Bing, bing, bing! Congratulations. You guys, this article says.
I have ticked my answer.
Excellent. Congratulations. Everyone give a big cheer to Owen. By that I mean, Owen, give yourself a big cheer.
Yay.
Question 2. Which 1980s Marvel Comics event is being revisited
Secret
in
Wars.
2015?
Secret Wars.
The answer is Secret Wars.
Is it Secret Wars?
2 out of 2.
Arriba!
Alright, question 3, bit of a hard one. I gave you an anagram. It was Pale Dodo, P-A-L-E-D-O-D-O. Which Marvel superhero, who is quite popular at the moment, is that?
Oh, I think I might have made the job a bit harder for myself because I thought you said pale dildo. I didn't really. It's Deadpool.
Yeah, it's Deadpool.
Oh, dear. What luck.
Congratulations.
Oh, see, it nearly won it, but there's 2 questions to go. That could be everything.
It is. Well, I think you might be fine on question 4. What are Hellboy's favourite chocolate bars?
Baby Ruth's.
Baby Ruth's they are. Bing, bing, bing.
Arriba!
It's all on this, everybody.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it's getting intense.
Question 5. Name the character who said this. Thanks. We're all stories in the end. Just make it a good one, eh? The A doesn't mean he's Canadian, if anyone's listening. He's saying, like, hey, like, don't you think?
Well, no, this one stumped me a little bit. I'm going to go for it. If I get this wrong, I'll be devastated. Because I've got all the other ones right. And I could have the Final Fantasy theme at my fingertips. But I think it's Doctor Who. What? I was right.
You are. Matt Smith is Doctor Who when he's very old, just before Gallifrey comes back and Peter Capaldi comes in.
Oh, well, in that case... Really? What? Actually?
Yep.
Oh, life is so good. Excellent. Well, that was the quiz, and I got all of them right. Did anyone else at home get all of them right? If you did, please get in touch on Facebook, Niche Nights, or Twitter, @Niche Radio, or get in touch on YouTube, which is our now preferred medium, because there's tons and tons of cool videos on it, and it's been around for a bit. I think it might catch on, this whole YouTube thing, now that we're involved. Now we're doing radio shows on it.
Yeah. Like, if you haven't heard of YouTube, it's a really good site. You can go on it, you can watch videos, you can listen to us.
Yeah, that's all you need, yeah. Exactly. Well, so coming up, ladies and gents, we've just had the quiz, and as a theme for today, we're trying to cheer up Owen. So if anyone wants to get in touch via any of our social media outlets, we don't really discriminate, but we do prefer YouTube, then please do get in touch and try and cheer me up somehow. Come on, you guys know what I like, Joss Whedon, and that's it.
If I was called Dan Baker, I would get in touch right now and say, hey, I'm Dan Baker. And I'd say, hi, Dan Baker, and he'd be like, no worries, Dan Baker.
How's that going to cheer me up? I mean, I like Dan Bakers in general, but I mean, is it a specific Dan Baker?
Do you like bread?
Yeah, I do.
Done.
Sweet. All right. Well, talking of bread, coming up is spoiler alert. Who's ready for some spoiler alert? Is it me?
Actually, I don't think you are.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, God, do we need to be topless?
In Quantum Leap, Sam Beckett never actually makes it home.
Shut up!
It's
Well-
okay because we're topless now, so everything's okay.
Well, we've
In,
got-
in a moment, our station manager will come back in and go, God, why do you do this every week? And
Well, it's
we'll
very
say, "Shut
warm.
up."
It's very warm in this studio, and plus, why not get topless,
If
right?
it's summer, we're drinking cider, and
Yeah, Connell can do sexy dances like this. If the webcam's on, ladies and gents, you can enjoy Connell's sexy dance live. Also, I think we should probably we're showing solidarity for the Free the Nipple movement, aren't we?
we are.
Which is
Owen's nipples are very small.
they are quite small, so you can barely tell I'm showing anything for any movement.
My nipples are a third of the size of my chest, which means 2/3 of my chest is nipple.
Fit. Well, you can never have too much nipple, right?
Nope.
Well,
So-
you're the proof.
This is spoiler alert, where we spoil stuff about spoiler.
Yeah.
So alert.
Yeah, so I mean, I intend to spoil Agents of Shield because I've watched the most recent one and you haven't, or maybe you have.
But quickly, if you don't mind bearing with us, I'm going to spoiler Avengers, and Owen's not seen
no.
it yet.
No!
So
You
I'm
can't
gonna-
do that,
I'm gonna
man.
be brief.
You can't do that. I'm going, man. I'm getting out of the room. I'm going. I'm gone. I'm gone, man. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm dust. I'm history. I'm the wind.
So Owen's just walked out of the studio. I'll be brief because I think he wants to come back. Because let's face it, he's pretty good at this show. Maybe the second best at this show, I'd say. But anyway, Avengers: Age of Ultron. That's a lovely bit of nipple Owen is showing me. We have a small window in this studio, and I'm being stared at and sweared at. Agents of Ultron. Has everyone seen it? If you haven't, close your ears right now. But don't turn off your computers because we like listeners to our show. He's back in.
Carry on. It's okay.
So what did you think of Age of Ultron? I thought it was kind of okay.
Kind of okay.
I said that nicely because Owen ran into the studio for some reason. It was a bit pants, wasn't it? I didn't like it. This is the first time I've ever seen anything by Joss Whedon which I wasn't in love with. It was like everyone's comparing it to the Transformers films where it was all shock and boom and everything's happening at once. And I mean, I like impressive shots. That shot where they all panned around in a circle and were all fighting was cool. I watched it in 2D. In fact, the first thing I said, I spoke to a lad I work with. Like, I'm excited. I'm going to go see Age of Ultron tonight. He said, well, watch it in 2D because it's such a busy film. There's so much going on at once. He went to go see it in 2D. Someone else went to go see it in 3D and said they got a headache. You could tell when you were watching it in 2D that it was made for 3D. It was too busy. There was too much going on. There was more focus on big action shots or scenes with flimsy little jokes which didn't make sense to the characters, like the girl putting that guy together. The twins I didn't like. I don't know why he had to die. Her character wasn't that good. I didn't like it. Owen's coming back in, so I'm gonna have to stop talking about this now. But I hope you agree. Well, actually, no, I hope you don't, to be honest. Anyway, welcome back, Owen. I'll stop talking about Avengers now, and I hope you like it when you see it and didn't hear anything I said.
Is it secret? Is it safe? Yeah, I've got to say, I mean, I need to see it soon because obviously working in a comic book shop of all places, I'm getting more and more little bits hinted at or spoiled for me.
Let's be fair, after Avengers 1, which was the third highest grossing film of all time, this is almost guaranteed to do not far off. So just the internet alone, you're going to start getting spoiled.
This is it, so I need to get on it. So maybe I'll go see it tomorrow night. Who's coming?
If you're an attractive lady who wants to be red carpeted,
red carpeted. Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to spoil a little bit of Agents of Shield for you, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that for now because it's worth watching, and there's been a lot of furore about Joss Whedon himself. In fact, has gone on record recently as saying that some of the changes that he made by bringing Coulson back in the in Agents of Shield was have been kind of ignored by the cinematic universe in general because it has no place in the storytelling of the cinematic universe, which is fair enough. But yeah, but Shield is coming along very well in leaps and bounds, and the newest episode was great, as was the newest episode of Gotham. That was really good. We got to see Jim Coulson shoot a guy straight in the head, which I think had been brewing for a while. Yeah, I mean, it's not like in a gangster way. I'm not going to glorify violence or guns. They're lame. But But yeah, it did look pretty badass. So that's all for spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything else. Apart from I've also read the newest Walking Dead trade paperback, and it's great. It is exactly what a lot of the TV episodes do, and what every graphic novel so far of theirs has done, which is explain what happened in the last one for most of it, which was great because it's been 6 months since I read the last one because it takes so long for them to come out. So it kind of refreshed my memory of what the hell was happening in the whole storyline, and then all it does is explain the last one, and then in the very last page of the trade paperback, it just gives you this like incredible plot twist that you're just like, what's going to happen now? What could possibly be the outcome of this situation?
They weren't zombies. They were chickens.
They woke up and it was all a dream. Yeah, so I won't spoil that for you either, although the only spoiler is that if you haven't read this far so far, Carl is still alive, and he's about to do something incredibly badass, although awfully foolish. But that's teenage-ness for you. Anyway, so that's enough for spoiler alert. Should we pick a randomly spoiled what could you
Pick our words.
nah. Yeah, should we pick some words? Nah. Let's just stick with I don't know.
Let's just stick with stabs.
Let's just
Niche Radio.
That was beautiful. What about this one?
Hello, this is Ian McElhinney here, Varys and Selmy, The Game of Thrones. Tune into Niche Radio for everything sci-fi, comics, cult television, and gaming. Welcome to the Age of Rat.
Hello, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, Owen, should we talk about a randomly selected actor of the week?
All right.
So, as we said earlier in the show, all of today's show is going to be a surprise to Owen.
Faux show.
So I picked a randomly selected actor of the week. I was going to give it to you. And then I thought of a much better idea, which I think we should do from now on.
Okay. Oh, right. I've got to pick one out of your hands. Okay.
So I've got 4 in my hand. I think for next week we should write down 50.
And then just pick them out of a hat.
Yeah.
And then each time we pick one, we'll just throw it away.
So if anyone's listening, this is me shaking them.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Screwed up paper.
Okay.
Pick one, and then whoever it is, we'll talk about.
Okay, I'm picking this one. This one in my fist right now. And this lovely screwed up bit of
I
paper.
hope it is the one I originally planned, because it was actually pretty cool, but...
Owen sucks.
Yes. I
Oh.
wrote that on 1 as well.
Oh, Nick Frost.
Yeah.
But apparently Owen sucks. Please message on Facebook at Niche Nights if you think Owen doesn't suck. Or get in touch on Twitter at Niche Radio if you think I don't suck.
Oh, I need to correct this, sorry.
Wayne's World! Wayne's World! A party time! Excellent! Okay, that helps. I feel better now.
From Telesonico. So, the actual one I chose was Patrick Stewart, but Nick Frost it is.
Nick Frost. So, what about him?
What did you watch the Christmas episode of Doctor Who?
Nah.
Nick Frost played Santa Claus,
Huh.
and at first, I don't like saying this if I'm honest, I've been going off Doctor Who because I don't like Stephen Moffat.
Oh.
So I was a bit reluctant about the Christmas episode. It was actually really good. In fact, it was one of the best episodes of that whole series. It was quite dark as well. And Nick Frost played Santa, who was kind of the saviour of everyone, which makes sense for a Christmas episode. It was badass. I very much enjoyed that they chose Nick Frost, because only he could have pulled off that bitter, twisted, weird, I know best, but actually nice and jolly character. Few actors could do this. I'm going to throw Simon Pegg into this as well.
Yeah,
It's difficult to talk about Nick Frost without talking about Simon Pegg. What did you think of their zombie film?
What, Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I quite liked it. It was okay. I mean, I hear lots of people watched it. In fact, it's coming as a live version to the Dance House very soon
Is
in
it really?
Manchester. Yeah, a live version of it, not including any of the cast from the films, but all the same, a stage adaptation of Shaun of the Dead.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I hope they turn it into a musical. That'd be even better.
That would be good.
Yeah, but I don't think it is. But I'm sure it's still amazing, and we should all go.
Let's go.
Okay. But yeah, I did like Shaun of the Dead. I also liked Hot Fuzz, although I think Shaun of the Dead's still my favourite. In fact, the Cornetto trilogy, I like them in release order and descending order. So Shaun of the Dead was great. Hot Fuzz I enjoyed. World's End I enjoyed, but not as much as the other two.
I agree with you completely, actually. Yeah, same order.
And on a quick tangent as well, Joss Whedon, who isn't anything to do with Nick Frost really, went on record though. But Edgar Wright, who obviously was very, very heavily involved and directed and wrote a lot of the Cornetto trilogy, who was working on Ant-Man recently.
He directed all three, didn't he? Not?
I think he did, yeah. He was working on writing and directing Ant-Man, and then got booted off under some mysterious stuff. But I think that would have been great. Anyway, Nick Frost, he's still doing lots of stuff though.
He is still doing other stuff. Before that, yeah. I think Ant-Man would have been... I saw the trailer for Ant-Man when I went to go see Ultron, and...
It looks like to me like another jokey Guardians of the Galaxy one. Guardians of the Galaxy was fun, and I'm sure Ant-Man might be fun as well. But, I wanted a bit more, and I think Edgar Wright would have... Well, according to Joss Whedon, and his word is gospel as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the greatest writers of our generation, Shakespeare reincarnated. Screw you guys. But, I'm pretty sure that... Joss Whedon went on record and said that Edgar Wright had in fact written the best script for Ant-Man that Marvel had ever had for any film.
Did he really?
Yeah, and coming from the man who also, when he heard that Edgar Wright had been booted off and it started going viral, that he'd been, he'd parted unceremoniously for creative differences from the Ant-Man team. Joss Whedon just tweeted one photo of him with like a what's it called, a tint or whatever on it to make it look kind of noirish, of him head down, not looking at the camera, holding up a single cornetto as a tribute, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, so it's a shame that didn't happen.
Oh, I would have really enjoyed that, and I'm in no way looking forward to Ant-Man. I think it's a filler film.
You know what I'm not looking forward to? Sorry, this is tangenting far away from Nick Frost, but I should say Nick Frost is great. Everybody loved Nick Frost, but completely veering away. And maybe even starting a DC rant. The thing that I will see Ant-Man, and I hope it'll be good. I imagine it'll be quite whimsical, but apparently it fits in quite well with the Marvel Universe cinematically. From behind the scenes, that's what they've been saying. But yeah, DC. Everyone's seen Jared Leto's photo of his kind of proposed Joker thing. You can't escape it on the internet. And I think it looks awful, like everybody else that's sane. But equally, I'm kind of hoping it's all a cunning ruse, and that it's only to commemorate I think it's the 75th. It's roughly the 75th anniversary of the Joker. So maybe it's part of that. And maybe this is a theory that the Big Dog had as well. Actually, I should give him credit for that.
Big Dog
in the house. But equally, I imagine the costume will probably change before the film actually comes out, because it's a long while till Suicide Squad's going to come out. But yeah, I couldn't care less about that or any of the DC films. Batman vs Superman, I don't care. In my head, I know who'd win, and the last Superman film was so dark and gritty that Superman wasn't Superman at all.
That's the thing. Everybody knows who's going to win. So what's the point?
Yeah, the DC Avengers, I can still get very childlike and worked up about, to the point of like literally they're like fist pump in the air in excitement while I'm watching the films. And for pretty much any of the Marvel ones, especially even if it's just the little bit at the end of the credits where I just go, yeah, I got that reference.
Yeah.
But yeah, DC, I just can't care. It's all overblown, bloated gas bags full of guff.
It's like Marvel's full of like fist in the air moment, and DC just doesn't have any testicles.
Yeah, I've not enjoyed any of their testicles so far. Not one of them. But yeah, it's been interesting for me I enjoyed the Batman films and they were great. But I do feel that they were dark and gritty for the sake of dark and gritty. Whereas I'm a big fan of Batman '66, where it's like somewhat camp, very vibrant kind of superheroes like that. But yeah, there's DC. I couldn't give a toss about. I just couldn't give a toss about DC now, I'm afraid, which is a shame. It's, I mean, it mostly stems from the comics as well, and this is where the rant really gets going. In the comics, over the recent years, there was the big hoo-ha about the creative team for Batwoman leaving because they were planning to do a lesbian wedding, and apparently their head honchos said no, they had other plans for the character, which I suppose in itself is fair enough. But I mean, of course, there was outrage over them denying them a lesbian wedding, which I think would have been great, and like the story arc was leading that way. So they quit on that, and then there was the whole thing about Harley Quinn. They did that special issue, comic issue, where various writers and some writers that weren't big names could enter to try and write a little story about Harley Quinn, and most of them were about her trying to kill herself in different ways, which many people deemed was incredibly insensitive and kind of made light of the fact that Harley Quinn is in fact meant to be insane and apparently suicidal as part of it, according to what they had. Although she has been in the team called Suicide Squad for a very long time, so I mean the clues may have been there. But yeah, they do keep on pissing people off. And now they revamped a few years ago. They revamped all of their comics and released the New 52, which was their new, improved, streamlined version of all their heroes. And now they're going completely back on all of that and doing an event called Convergence, which is reintroducing all the old classics like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, loads of characters that have kind of turned up a little bit in the New 52 sometimes, but have mainly been sidelined for being a bit too 80s or 90s. And yeah, so now in Convergence, DC are completely wiping the floor with the New 52, and this is my Mystic Meg prediction. They're just going to see which comics sell, and then of these new ones they're bringing out with old characters, and basically they're just going to kill off the people from the New 52 they don't care about, and then just bring back a load of fan favourites. So screw you, DC, not playing anymore. Here's Connell for some breaking news.
I've got some breaking news. I'm still topless. I've got some breaking news. Dan Baker might be listening.
Hi, Dan Baker.
I took some notes down. That's about it.
So, well, you know what? Do you know what? I don't know what. What? In fact, what? Who? What? Why? What if?
What if Wolverine's bones were made of chocolate?
What if Doctor Who used his powers to evil?
Oh, what if the Simpsons were all topless?
What if Bruce Banner never went to school?
What if... Shut up! Niche Radio tells you what if.
And we do. So today, in What If, have you got any ideas, Connell?
I do.
Are you going to surprise me with some awesome?
I was thinking about Avengers: Age of Ultron, and you know the basic premise. You know Ultron.
Yeah.
It's AI. Let's talk about AI. What if we created AI now, came about? How would it affect the world?
Well, you know what? Interestingly, this ties into something I'm very passionate about at the moment, which is Mass Effect. I've been playing the Mass Effect games for some time now and thoroughly enjoying them. Big thanks to the beautiful Alex Geary for lending them to me. They are the absolute boobs. So, yeah, I'm on Mass Effect 3 now. And there's a big plotline in that involving these creatures called the Geth that were manufactured by another race at some point, and their AI was improved and self-improved to the point where they were self-aware. Now, in this point in the game, there's some spoilers here if you haven't played Mass Effect and intend to, but your ship has AI, and at this point you have activated it in a time of crisis, and it's now essentially self-aware.
Can you turn it off when that happens? If that happens?
Well, no, because there's been some sort of crazy malfunction at the beginning of the game. The AI has managed to forge itself into a real person somehow, magic, whatever. So now it's a walking, talking AI that is completely sentient and self-aware. Yeah. So, with that in mind, I think it's highly possible that it could happen, something Matrix style. Although, I think you'd be hard pushed to properly program a computer or for it to program itself with the theory of revenge.
I think we're very close to creating computers which can basically do everything a human can do, with the exception of
being able to die.
Well, I was going to say being able to choose, like illogically. Like, they could figure out what's best and decide to put their hands in front of their face when they fall over, or left foot after the right foot, or why they put a stamp on a letter before they put it in a letterbox. But they couldn't think, well, actually, I kind of fancy a sandwich. Or...
I think it's getting to the point, and it's getting to the point where it can get further to the point where they could think, okay, I'll put my hands in front of my face when I fall, but I mean, those are just kind of reflex things we built in. I mean, they get to the point where computers can be so clever that they can kind of judge logistics, and they're massive calculators essentially.
On a genetic level, so are we, really. So
yeah,
that's how it works. It's just electrical impulses pushing and telling us what to do. We have no idea why we react sometimes the way we do.
Involuntary erections, case in point. But
They're
yeah,
always voluntary.
But yeah, with AI, they'd be able to say, okay, I'm going to fall over, but within seconds I'll be able to process the data and go, should I put my hands out, or should I land flat on my face and see if I can claim my insurance? Whichever outcome would work out best for themselves, or what other interests they are inclined to support.
I don't think they'll be able to claim on insurance before we have AI.
Yeah, okay, maybe you got a point, but they'll be able to judge things that would be best for them, wouldn't they? 'Cause essentially, they would be self-preserving.
Talking about dystopian futures, how quickly, or at all, do you think it would fall into like a Matrix style, or any of these ilk versions of AI taking over, or becoming their own people and wanting to be seen as even? And at the moment, we've got an election coming up, and the big thing is about immigration. Can you imagine if there was a new species who were on a par with humans?
Well, yeah, a bit like what's that South African film, District 9? Is it? Yeah, with the prawns. Yeah, I mean there'd be robotism, syntheticism. Oh, I want to keep that one. Can I call it syntheticism? Okay, if I've just coined that, anyone who uses that in the future when we're dominated by robots has to pay me. Just saying. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, if that was going to happen, I reckon we'd all be doomed. We'd have to cooperate with them, or at the very least, make sure there's a very, very secret button that was somehow routed into all of their circuits that would just be like a "you're all dead" button.
I don't think I would like to be the person in charge of genocide.
No,
but also I don't think we could win against them, as seen in Battlestar Galactica. Even they battled and they let in and went away to their own chosen planet, world, wherever they went. You never find out where. Just across the line for 40 years. And thinking about it, they did that so we'd forget and carry on, have a new generation or two. 40 years to a computer is a blink to humans. There's no difference. It is what it is. It's just a set amount of time and you do it. You've got time to build as well. So we could never win. If we create AI, it would be immoral to tame it.
Yeah, perhaps.
And we'd just be killed.
Well, maybe they're friendly AI. But they always seem to create really bitter AIs, don't we, in all of our scenarios.
What a lovely end to the show.